I want to enter my day feeling positive expectation, eagerness, and the flow of love that later in the day I feel so naturally. But instead, I wake kind of sad, anxious, don't want to get out of bed. Feels like a daily discouraging hurdle to start the day this way. I've tried asking, pre-paving, journaling appreciations before going to sleep, meditating, sleeping more. Nothing seems to make a difference. Nothing seems to make a difference. Well, so there you are. You're done. Nothing seems to make a difference. Think about those thoughts. Think about that. Nothing seems to make a difference. Where does that land you? That was the conclusion of all of those better sounding things that you offered, each one of them some sort of a process that we have thrown to you along the way, but nothing seems to make a difference. That's a strong statement. Nothing seems to make a difference. So you're landing on the scale in a place. We're not going to walk through the scale as much as we have been because we know you're getting the hang of this. Nothing seems to make a difference. What's the vibration of that? It's a vibration of discouragement, maybe even despair. Could be the vibration of giving up. Why bother trying? So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we wouldn't tell the story so much. There were a lot of words there which we read to you all. But if nothing seems to make a difference, it's sort of like, why bother? So we want to start there. If nothing makes a difference, then why bother? But we were talking to you for quite a while, a little bit ago, about vibrations, and those vibrations and what mutual things they bring, they make a difference. If you feel discouraged, the mutuality of vibration will bring you more like that. So that statement could not be further from the truth, because the vibration that you offer makes all the difference in the world. It makes the difference between whether you allow yourself to connect with the energy that creates worlds and soar in clarity and love, or whether the mutuality of vibration brings you to greater and greater discouragement. Now we know we're getting carried away here because this is not really who you are. You just were making a statement, a sort of glib statement, blah, blah, blah. I've tried this and this and this and nothing makes a difference. That's not true. Every thought you think makes a difference. And when you begin to think deliberately because you've decided that you care about the way you feel, it makes all the difference in the world. So maybe it's not just about what you're thinking before you go to sleep, but maybe it's about getting hold of it first thing in the morning. But expectation is really something, isn't it? We want to introduce expectation into this conversation. Expectation, start in an earlier place, belief. A belief is just a thought that you continue to think. Well, you're continuing to think that thought. Nothing makes a difference. So I'm going to try this, it doesn't work, and this, it doesn't work, and this, it doesn't work, and this doesn't work. Hey, guess what? It didn't work. That's what expectation is. I think I will try all of these things that I know that don't work. So maybe what you want to do, you said something really important. The flow of love that later in that day I feel so naturally. So what happens later in the day? What happens later in the day? Maybe later in the day you give your attention to some circumstances or some observations around you that cause you to feel better. But all of that means that you are waiting for something to show itself to you, and then you are reacting to it. So we've really churned up the waters around this. We've caused about as much confusion as we can muster around this. A lot of you are feeling different things about it. Now we're just going to make some bold statements to you. You are as happy as you decide you want to be. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely, and for now we are complete. We're not really going anywhere. Not right now. You are as happy as you decide you want to be. You really are as happy as you decide you want to be. And so that's the whole point of the emotional scale. It shows you where you are with emotions. It's your guidance system. Esther said one day early on in her wanting to understand about emotions and wanting to benefit by her awareness of them. But she said to us one day, Abraham, maybe if whenever I thought a negative thought, a tooth would fall out, just like fall right to the floor. And maybe that would be so disturbing to me and so shocking to me that I wouldn't go near thoughts like that ever again. And we said to Esther, all of your teeth would fall out today. In other words, don't be uncomfortable about having what you call a negative thought. Negative meaning not positively adding to your experience. Negative mean deplenishing rather than replenishing. Just be aware. And then do your best to guide your thoughts into things that feel better. And so our assignment to you is, if nothing seems to make a difference, if you really mean that nothing makes a difference, then you have nothing to do. But that's not what you said to us. You said, I don't like waking up feeling anxious. I like how I feel better in the day. I like the better feeling that I have in the day. So something is making a difference, and we're going to leave it to you to figure out what it is. You got to figure out what it is. Don't ask us to tell you what it is. You got to figure out what it is. You have to figure out, we're talking to all of you, you have to figure out which thoughts feel good, which thoughts feel bad, which thoughts feel better, which thoughts feel worse. You have to figure it out. And the only way that you're ever going to do that is if you allow yourself, if you give yourself permission, if you give yourself the benefit of focusing on some things that don't feel so good, so that you are aware of your guidance system. We like it when the law of attraction, the law of vibrational mutuality, takes you in a place that you don't want to be and gets your attention. We think that's a good thing. And if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would not let ourselves go so far down that we launch big, big rockets of desire. In other words, when you really, 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 really know what you do not want, you really, 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 really know what you do want. But you don't have access to what you do want when you really, 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 really know what you don't want. Those vibrational frequencies are very far apart. And the law of attraction is not bringing you vibrational mutuality on both ends of the scale all at once. It's not happening like that. We think that you would have a better life experience if you would sort of know what you don't want and then sort of know what you do want. But you like the drama of it. You like to have those big swings because it's more adventurous. And there is certainly nothing wrong with it as long as you know what you're doing. Play with it. Let the law of attraction show you its consistency. Choose some little thing that bugs you and verbalize it. Stick on it like a dog on a bone. Identify all the things about it that you don't like. Hang around down there in those lower vibrations. Just deliberately move around. I feel this around it, and I feel this around it, and I feel this around it. Just muck around down there in those lower vibrations for a little while. And just stay there until you notice that the law of vibrational mutuality will bring other thoughts like that and other people that want to talk about those things. You'll get an impulse to turn on the television right in the middle of something like some of that. In other words, show yourself how powerful you are. Show yourself your magnetic capability. Show yourself that what you focus on comes to you and comes to you and comes to you and comes to you and comes to you until eventually you may make a decision that you've had enough of that, you see.